Odyssey represents the new expansion to the core gameplay of the storied colony simulator Rimworld. It is, without doubt, one of the most ambitious and transformative content released for the game, redefining not just how players survive and thrive on the planet, but how they explore, expand, and experience the game world as a whole. Odyssey doesn't simply bolt on a few new mechanics or cosmetic additions. It introduces systems and scenarios that change the rhythm of the entire game, making it as much a nomadic, exploratory space odyssey as it is a grounded survival experience. Drawing heavily from modding community inspirations like Save Our Ship 2, geological landforms, and alpha biomes, Odyssey folds these once external dreams into a tightly integrated, vanilla-compatible vision of the future of Rimworld.
At the heart of Odyssey is the Grav Ship, a fully mobile, modular, flyable base that lets players abandon the traditional colony building rooted in one place and instead opt for a wandering, constantly evolving journey across the surface and into the orbit of the Rimworld. It introduces not just a new form of traversal, but a new lifestyle. Where caravanning once defined intersettlement travel, the Grav Ship obliterates those tediums. Suddenly, distance collapses. The game opens up. Instead of focusing solely on one square of the world map, players are now encouraged and in some cases compelled to explore dozens. There are two ways to initiate this new life: by starting in a traditional crash-landed scenario and waiting for a Grav Ship engine to crash on your map, thereby triggering the research tree for GravTech, or by jumping directly into the new Grav Ship scenario, which sets you up with a modest vessel and an immediate threat: the mechanoids. This aggressive pursuit ensures you can't root yourself comfortably in any one place for too long. It infuses the early game with urgency and purpose, while the ship itself offers an entirely new metastructure to manage, maintain, and upgrade.
Building a Grav Ship isn't just about laying down metal tiles. It's a careful dance of weight, energy, propulsion, and environmental control. The substructure must be constructed from new materials like gravitate panels. Expansion is constrained by grav extenders, which require rare grav cores, a resource that can only be gained through questing, exploration, and trade. The more you want to build, the more you must explore. This interlinking of base development and world exploration fuels a loop that feels fresh and constantly rewarding.
Odyssey opens up the orbital layer as a true extension of the game world. No longer confined to the surface, players can now explore asteroids, moons, and derelict space stations. These orbital zones offer unique threats, puzzles, and rewards. Space isn't just a background, it becomes a full participant in the narrative of your colony. But space travel isn't simple. To survive in orbit, your ship needs heat sources, oxygen generators, vac barriers, and ponds equipped with vacuoles, or comparable environmental gear. Without these, space becomes just as lethal as any infestation or raid on the surface.
In combat terms, Odyssey expands both offense and defense. Grav ships can be equipped with massive shield generators that behave like base-wide shield belts, blocking incoming projectiles while allowing return fire. These must be activated manually and are limited in duration and frequency. They offer a dramatic new layer to siege events and allow for unique defensive tactics that feel far more strategic than the previous base defense paradigms.
Odyssey doesn't just expand the vertical axis of gameplay through space exploration, it fundamentally reimagines the map generation and terrain diversity at the surface level. 5 new biomes: glow forest, scarlands, grasslands, glacial plains, and lava fields change the game's environmental storytelling and mechanical complexity. Each biome brings its own flavor, hazards, and ecological quirks. The glow forest, for example, inflicts hallucinations on pawns due to fungal spores. Scarlands tiles echo the ruins of old civilizations, dotted with abandoned structures and radiation-tinged pools that cause toxic buildup. The grasslands offer aesthetic beauty and fertile ground, but also raise fire risks. The glacial plains bring ancient megafauna like mastodons and harsh, sub-zero challenges. Lava fields present dramatic visuals with deadly environmental events.
Beyond biomes, Odyssey enhances terrain generation through the addition of landmarks. These new map features include abandoned refineries, old garrisons, heat vents, and natural features like wetlands or canyons. Some landmarks offer ready-made structures, making them ideal for quick base setups or scavenging operations. Others provide thematic and resource-rich backdrops for quests and encounters. Combined with the new bridge types, particularly heavy bridges that allow structural construction over water, Players now have more reason than ever to explore the map not just broadly, but in detail.
Odyssey also redefines the quest structure in Rimworld. With the Grav Ship, accessing and completing quests becomes smoother and more intuitive, allowing for deeper engagement with them. Some quests now serve as the only means to acquire certain essential items, such as grav cores, ship shields, or specialized implants like the pilot's assistant, which boosts launch success rates. This tightens the relationship between storytelling, progression, and mechanical advancement.
Combat variety is expanded with new threats and tools. Mechanoids gain units that can pierce shields with precision laser weaponry, forcing players to rethink defense strategies. In turn, players gain access to those same technologies. Explosive drones, flying kamikaze bots, serve both as threats and deployable weapons, adding chaotic fun and unpredictability to the battlefield. There are new types of traps, deployable hunter packs, and legendary weapons with special properties that modify damage or accuracy beyond traditional gear metrics.
Animals have also been overhauled in Odyssey. Over 40 new creatures have been added, many of which bring unique behaviors. Some inflict wounds that require surgery to remove, like porcupine spines embedded in flesh. Others forage or assist with utility. A new tech item allows for the enhancement of an animal's trainability, taking a tamed but otherwise useless creature and converting it into something meaningful for your colony. It's a subtle but impactful way to extend utility into the game's ecosystem. Perhaps most exciting to longtime players is Odyssey's addition of fishing, a seemingly modest system that addresses a long-standing omission in Rimworld. It's simple to implement, intuitive to manage, and genuinely satisfying to interact with. Players assign fishing zones and hunters can reel in meals or even the occasional treasure. It brings lakes and rivers to life in a way previously only found through mods. And like many features in Odyssey, it just feels like something that should have always been in the game. You might start your game grounded, building on ruins in the Scarlands while scavenging through wetland outposts. You might upgrade your Grav Ship using resources from spacefaring missions, only to return to the surface to harvest mastodons for fur and meat. You might launch to a remote asteroid, hack through an abandoned lab, fight off wasps and hunter drones, then salvage rare tech to bring back to your nomadic home base, your flying colony. These kinds of experiences are not scripted. They emerge from systems layered smartly atop each other. Odyssey doesn't force you into a particular playstyle. It gives you tools, lots of them, and then lets you carve your own legend in the stars or the soil. Odyssey learns from the mistakes of its predecessor, Anomaly, which many players felt was overly siloed and tonally inconsistent with the rest of the game. In contrast, Odyssey integrates deeply. It adds material and systems that touch every part of the player experience, from the very first day of survival to the final spacefaring missions. The DLC offers a new sandbox for storytelling, full of unpredictable arcs, moving base strategies, perilous discoveries, and hard-earned victories. It is, in short, the most essential Rimworld DLC to date. While Ideology brought depth to belief systems and biotech transformed genetics and reproduction, Odyssey expands the boundaries of the game world itself.